Hey guys, I wanted to record my screen today and send you guys a video because I've been getting some emails and some questions about the last couple of calls and creating these marketing materials for you to be promoting things within your office. And rather than sending over some screenshots, I just thought, you know what, I'm going to go through and actually create a video so that will answer the questions that you have. And honestly, you can just share this video with a team member if you want to go ahead and delegate it, and that way you don't have to have them listening to a bunch of calls, but instead you can just say, okay guys, here's the video, watch this is what we need to create. So just to go backwards for a minute, a couple things that I want us really to be focusing on, because this is the last call where I'm going to be focusing on marketing, primarily on marketing and creating in-office marketing materials. The number one piece of that is patient reviews. And then, of course, maximizing the impact of those patient reviews so that you are utilizing them as much as possible. And that's what the last call was about, is all the different ways, once you get these responses, once you get these reviews, making sure that your patients see them whether they are online or not, using them within your office, using them within your promotional materials, using them on your website, and then asking to use them, have them posted online. That's what you want with your reviews, is you want maximum exposure. And so today we're going to be focusing on how you actually create in-office materials. But first I want to step back by looking at JotForm, which is where you're going to start getting more of the information and more of these reviews from patients. So going back 2 calls ago to our March 21st call, we went through and created the JotForm. Again, there were some questions I've been getting about that, so I'm going to start with our video just going there to JotForm and how you create that. So you just go to www.jotform. Let me make sure, because I actually started this. There we go. I just had to make sure that I was recording this all right, because this is actually the second video I've recorded for you guys. The first time it did not record my screen correctly, but it looks like we are totally good now, and so ready to move forward. So if you go to jotform.com, you can actually go ahead and sign in. I'm going to sign in just so that if you need the time, you can see how you sign in by just creating. I've already set up an account for myself, but I'm just going to go ahead and sign in. There we go. Okay, now when you create your own account, just to remind you that every time you get a submission, the way that this does it by default is that it's going to send you an email every single time that you get a response. I'm telling you this because I don't want you to set this up under your personal email address and then be overloaded with 50 or 100 of these submissions coming to you telling you that you've gotten a response. So I would tell you that whoever you put in charge of marketing in your office, and again, I recommend that you have an assistant be in charge of it because I think it's a wonderful thing to kind of enable your assistants to have something that they're in charge of, to feel like they get some independence, that they get to take some responsibility over the marketing of your practice. So you can either associate, sign these up so they'll go to one of your assistants' email addresses, or that will go to an office email address, but that it's not going to overload whoever's checking it. Like use an account that I would say you don't use very often. You're not using on a daily basis, because otherwise, as you get these submissions, it might be a little bit easier to get a little overloaded. However, on the flip point of that, on the flip side of that, you might want to be using an email address so that these don't get, they don't go by the wayside. You don't miss when people actually send it in a response. But what I would say is you can just go ahead and when you go to My Forms, it will, if you right-click on this, if you just click on it, not right-click, it's going to say Inbox, and on that inbox, it will keep tabs. It will keep a log of everybody who sends back their submission. And so you don't need them going to an email address. It's just what it does on default. And I'm going to be honest and tell you, I don't know how to change that. And so just know that don't set it up with your own personal email account unless you're going to feel a little distracted by it. But once a week, I would like whoever's in charge of marketing, who's ever in charge of kind of curating these responses, to go to the inbox and print out or at least review the submissions that have come back to see what patients are saying and to review these at your weekly meetings. But first, I'm going to go ahead and we are going to just create a form together. So when you log in or once you create your account, it's going to take you to that first page that they came to, which it's going to look just like this, the create a form. And it actually automatically took us to a blank form, but I'm going to tell you if you have to choose between, if this option comes up for a blank form, to use a template or to import a form, I always choose just to use a blank form. I'm going to check this one more time because again, yeah, we're good. Because I had some problems before. So for the form name, enter a short descriptive title for this form. Patients are going to see this when you send it. So I don't want you just to have it put patient survey. I'd like for you to call this something where it's actually complimentary to your patients. Something like, favorite patient survey, best patient feedback, awesome patient survey, or something that describes that it's just going to be quick. So 2-minute patient survey or 2-minute patient feedback. Either one of those is a great choice, but I'm going to go ahead and just put like best patient feedback and then continue. Now, because I already walked step by step through this before, I'm going to show you what I already created, but automatically it's going to come up with the title. And again, if you if you right click on it, it's going to give you some things you can do for editing it. For example, like align left, and you could do it right. You could have it align in the center, which is probably what I would do. You can just play around with this. Let me just say that. I wouldn't spend too much time editing this part myself. But then after that, what it comes up with are the quick fields. These things here. What I want you to focus on when you're creating this survey is the basic fields. So you want to click on this second tab here, and it's going to open up a number of things. The first thing that I would do is to click on the image, and that's where I would put in your logo, your banner, like your team picture, something where you can personalize it so that it's tailored, your patients understand that you created this and it's just for your office. So let's go to, actually I'm just going to close this right now because I'll take you to a form that I already created. Let's go back to my forms. I'm going to take you to my favorite patient survey. Click on that one. And I'll click on edit form. And so what I did here is that I created, I just took a banner and put it in here. Like I said, you can really use any logo, any image that you would like to use. But if it's too big, like let me show you, this is what my image looked like when I first brought it into the job form. So what you can do is, let me see if I can move this. There you go. Is that if you click on the lower right-hand corner, you can resize it, okay? So that's all you need to do. So don't worry about your image not being the right size, just resize it so that it fits onto the paper. It fits onto that white area right here, okay? And then after that, the 3 areas that you're going to be using, going back again to the basic fields, is that you're going to be using a text box, a text area, and a checkbox. Let me tell you what these different things are. A text box is just a box. That's what I used here for name. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that so you can see what it looks like. This is the text box. And here you're going to put in whatever it is that you'd like to enter. For me, I just entered name so that you know the patient's name. If you want to make this so it's not optional, you want patients to have to answer that in order to submit the form, you just right click on this and you're going to see this required button. So if you hit required, it's freezing on me. Here we go. There we go. Once you see that star next to the name, or let me just do it on this. Why did you choose our office? If I wanted to make that mandatory, click that. Once you see the star next to it, that becomes a mandatory field. That means that a patient can't submit this information unless they have filled out that field. For me, I like to leave pretty much all of it optional. Okay, so coming back to up here, this is a text box. Multiple choice is a checkbox. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just move this over. Oops, not like that. Let me enter the checkbox so you can see what it looks like. So again, when you do a checkbox, you're going to change what the text is here. So, how did you hear? Did you hear about our office? Question mark. And then you have these different options, and then just add. It defaults to so that it leaves you with 3 options, but you can add as many as you like. And if you add too many, if you don't want to have 6 like I did there, all you're going to do is take that away. Just hit that little minus button. So you click on it, and here you can put friend or family member referred me, got a postcard in the mail, insurance. You can tailor each of those answers right here. So for example, I put referred by a friend or family member, internet, mail insurance, mail, postcard, insurance, street sign, driving by. Then the next one, this is also a checkbox question. Would you recommend our office to a friend? And then I just took away the third option. I just hit that minus sign. So here, let me get this up right here. Adding a new checkbox, like it was like this, it had 3 options. So the first one I put yes, a little bit of my personality as you'll see here, yes with an exclamation point, no with a sad face, and then option 3 I just simply took away by hitting this minus sign right there. Okay, the third question that I have here is what is your favorite thing about our office? And this is a text area. As you can see, the box here is bigger. It's not this, it's going to help patients see it's not just a one-liner. We're looking for more information here. Let me see if I can get off of this one. There we go. Take that away and go away. Oh well, I'm sure we'll go away in just a second. It's just taking a minute to catch up with me. Okay, so what's your favorite thing about our office? Anytime you want patients to add more information, use the text area instead of the text box. Text box is, for name, email address, phone number. That's what I would use it for. And then what is your greatest concern or biggest fear about coming to the dentist? I'm going to tell you right now, if you're going to use this form, and I will show you how to use this form so that you can use it within your office, so that patients, you don't have to necessarily email it to people. You can actually have them fill it out within your office. I would take this off because you don't want to bring up any fear or any concern while they're there in the dental office. I don't want to bring up any anxiety. So I like having this question because it helps me to know what patients are concerned about, what their biggest fears are, what the barriers are for them coming to the dentist. That's why I like having it here when I email it to a patient. But I would take this question off when I create this into when I turn this into a PDF, which I'll show you in just a minute. Okay, and then moving down, why did you choose our office? Again, you could make this just a simple text area, a text box is what it is right now. You could change it so it's a text area so it's larger, or you could make it a checkbox where it's a multiple choice question. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do this hide field. Take that away. So it says this field is hidden and not, let me see, oh, there we go, just this X right there. That takes away that question. And if you like, you can change the submit button too so that it doesn't say submit. See, I think you also just right click. Oh, you know what? I take it away. It looks, I take that back. It doesn't look like you can actually change the wording there. But there you go. You have everything that you need now for your favorite patient survey. You can add more questions if you like, but I would say leave it at like 7 questions or fewer. You want this to be something that patients can fill out really quickly because I would rather have more responses and to go with, and then after you get more responses, you can start tailoring to see maybe which questions don't give you very much information, and you can take those out or change them to a different question instead. Okay, now once I have that done, I'm just going, it says autosave, so it automatically saved that just a minute ago. Hit the preview button, and this right here is going to give you the link so you can email it and share it with patients. I'm going to have you just open that in a new tab so you can see how it looks when a patient opens that up, and you'll see it looks really clean. I have to tell you, that's why I like Jotform, is I think it looks very, very clean. I like the styles that they have. It's not busy. It's not, kind of outdated background colors or a lot of images. And so that right there is why I like using it, in addition to the fact that they let you get 1,000 submissions for free, and you can change them up however you like, and then get another 1,000 submissions. So going back to the builder that I have here, I'm going to close the preview. And now I'm just going to actually go back. Let me see. I'm going to go back to my forms. So closing that. If I go to my forms right here, if I click on that favorite patient survey, you can see right here it says more. And one of those is create a PDF form. Okay, so I'm going to show you that. Include page breaks. Nope, I wouldn't include page breaks. And I would not include the submit button because people are just going to be filling this out here in the office. So let me click on that and I'll show you what happens here in a minute. You'll see in the lower left-hand corner, at least that's where it shows up in my computer, in the lower left-hand corner, you're going to see that it creates that PDF and you can click on it, print out multiple copies if you'd like, or just print out one copy and then make multiple copies. So right down here, it saved it. I'm going to open that up and you'll see how it looks in just a minute. Now, I know I'm going to edit this one because I didn't take out that question. And again, the reason why I'm creating a PDF is that that's something that patients can just fill out within the office. Now, the reason why I think this is so fantastic is because now I didn't have to spend a lot of time trying to create a Word document that looks nice and that matches what we're going to be sending out to patients via email. This is something that I can just print off and use within the office. So, as you can see, you just go there and you could print it out. I do want to go back for a second because I'm going to show you, I'm going to take away that one. Sorry, I shouldn't even hit this, but let me go back for a minute. So favorite patient survey, let's say that one I'm going to create for in the office. All I'm going to do is click on this, edit form, and one of the things, again, where it says more, is that you can clone the form. And that's what I would do is I would actually clone the form for making it one that's emailing out and one that's a PDF for people to use within the office, for you to print and use within the office. And for the one that people are going to use within the office, I'm just going to take away this one question about what's your greatest concern or your biggest fear about coming to the dentist. Okay, now I'm going to save this. Actually, I think I might need to favorite patient survey. Let's see if it makes me save. Okay, I'm going to scroll back up to the top again, going to my forms. And this is called Clone a Favorite Patient Survey. This, I would probably just rename it. Let me see if it gives me a chance to do that right here. Edit form. You know what I would do is I would just put Favorite Patient Survey and I would do in office. Or you could do PDF, something like that. And then save. This is what I need to do. Click to edit the title. There we go. That's what I need to do. Okay. Favorite patient survey, and I would just put PDF. That's what I would, PDF. Let me change this one then. Okay, and like that, I'm going to save it. Go back to my forms. I have the favorite patient survey with a PDF. I know which one that is. I'm going to hit more, go to create PDF form, remove the submit button since it's not being done online. I also would remove the page breaks, not that I think that it matters on this form anyway. Hit continue. And now you have a patient feedback form that you can use within your office, and you can change it whenever you'd like. So I would just tell you, go ahead and print a copy of this, use it within your office for the next couple of weeks. You can do it within hygiene, you could do it with your front office, and then also let people know that you're going to be emailing these out. And then, as you want to change it, it's super simple. All you have to do is go in and edit that form. If there's a question that most patients aren't answering, if there's a question that you feel like you want to change to get more information, then you can make all of those changes and just print these out again. And that's, again, why I just love JotForm so, so, so much. Okay, so now we're going to go on to how you actually are going to use these submissions in your in-office promotions, like your in-office marketing. So the first thing I'm going to have you look at here is that I use a Vistaprint for all of my things. So I'm just going to go ahead and take you to Vistaprint. I'm going to go right back to the main page here. If you haven't ever used Vistaprint before, it's just easy. They have sales all the time. It's probably the cheapest printing that you'll find online, and so that's why I use it. And I've gotten very consistent materials from them. So, they're easy to work with. That's all I'm saying. So this is Vistaprint's main website, and what I'm going to have us walk through today are some different ideas for either asking for reviews or asking for referrals. I know last time I also mentioned that we could focus on productive procedures. You can still absolutely do that. But in the midst, and with keeping in mind of trying to benefit everybody who's watching this and listening, I decided to go with asking for reviews and asking for referrals because that's something each of you can do, whether you're a specialist or a GP, any of you can use these. So going to the marketing materials, you just get to choose what size you would like to make your in-office marketing materials. So this is what I'm thinking is, that either your assistants are going to be handing these out, your hygienists are going to be handing this out, or it's going to happen at your front office. And you can honestly have everybody doing it if you like. The size that I think works the best is to go with a postcard because that material is a little bit more firm. But if you click on postcards here, you're going to see that they have a few different sizes. Personally, I like the larger size. In just a second, it's going to let me scroll down and I'll be able to just show you what I'm talking about here. But standard is this size. There's also small and medium. I'm telling you the price difference, if you're just going to be handing these out within the office, you don't have to worry about the postage cost. So the price difference between 500 of the standard pieces versus 500 of the medium pieces, which are considerably bigger, is about $30. 500 of the standard size postcards would be about $84, $89, I want to say, something like that. Whereas 500 of the medium size, which are considerably larger, is about I want to say it's $114. We'll see here in just a minute. So just decide the size that you want to get, and then I'm going to introduce you here to your new designer in just a minute, and I'm going to show you the information that your new designer needs. So go ahead and click on the more pricing and quantities. And when you click on that, it gives you the pricing here. So 500 of these size postcards with a color backside, which is what I would recommend that you get, is $114. And you click on the full upload specifications. And what you want to look for right here is what size, how many pixels you need this document to be for printing. Because again, I'm going to be introducing you to some designers, some very, very, very inexpensive designers. And this is one of the pieces of information that they'll need. They're going to need to know what size you want your document to be. So if you're choosing the 7x5 postcard, a large oversized postcard, that'd be 2135 by 1535 pixels. Let me just show you if you're going to use that for this, if you're going to choose the standard. 500 of these with a color backside is $84. So again, $30 difference for 500. You can choose whatever you like. I have clients that use even a business card because they want to order like 2,000 of them for about $50. You could use a business card if you like too. But I think the bigger it is, generally the easier it is to add more information to it and for patients to for it to make an impact. Okay, so for this one, if you're going to use a standard size postcard, maybe you're going to actually put these in the mail to people. I would recommend then a standard size postcard, and it's the pixels right here, 1677 by 1300 pixels are the size for a standard postcard. Okay, so you just decide which size you'd like to use. Feel free to kind of like look around on Vistaprint and see what their different marketing materials are. You could create flyers if you'd like. One other thing that I generally like, in addition to the postcards, is the option of making rack cards. These are wonderful if you have referral partners. Let's say that there's a chiropractor in your complex or a naturopath, or you're networking with some physicians, or you want to just give some of your office materials to the general dentist that referred to you. Rack cards are great because they fit into these little display holders. A rack card is like the size of a brochure, but it's just one sheet. It's not folded. This is one piece of paper with a front and a back. So all of those are good options. Again, for using within the office, I would just stick with postcards, but I'm just showing you a few of these ideas. And to give you a bit more information about the rack cards, here you go, clicking there. It's going to tell you the different sizes. 500 of these are $90 with a color backside that's $5 more, so it'd be $95. Kind of in between the cost of the small or the standard size postcard and the oversized postcard. And then the full upload specifications is what you want to click on in order to get the image size, which is what you need to give to your designer. And this one is 1158 by 2517. Okay? So again, just choose it. There's no right or wrong. It's simply personal preference about what size you would like, what you'd like to use. And again, I'm just going to go back to the postcards because that's what I'm going to plan on using. And I like using the oversized postcards. Come back. Okay, so the next piece of this is that we're going to go to Fiverr. And if you have not used Fiverr before, oh my goodness, get ready for a treat. I was introduced to Fiverr about 2 years ago, and I use them at least weekly. That's just the honest truth. At least once a week, I will use Fiverr for something because they're fantastic. So Fiverr is Fiverr.com. And what you're going to see with Fiverr is that you can purchase so many different things. If you wanted to have someone edit your website, you could go ahead and do that. If you want someone to create a postcard for you, so that's what I'm going to put in here is postcard. If you want someone to create a postcard for you, to design one for you, all you have to do is type that in that search bar that's on the top, and you're going to get a bunch of different sellers here. It's going to come up in just a second. So these are the different things for designing a leaflet, postcard, brochure. I'll send a postcard from Pakistan, not necessarily what we're looking for, but what you're looking for is someone to design a postcard. In fact, let me just go ahead and put postcard design. There we go. Let me put postcard design. Okay. Now, when I click on this, you'll see if I kind of hover above it, not click on it, but when I hover above it, the seller's information pops up. It tells me their name right here. It tells me how many reviews they have right here and what their rating is, based on 5 stars. So for this Adrian 992, he has 38 reviews and 5 stars. So personally, what I look for when I do this is I look for someone who has at least 20 reviews, and I do want them to be like 4.5 stars or above. This looks like there's quite a few options here for, this one right here has 474 reviews. Generally, the more reviews they have, the longer the turnaround time is for them to get their postcard back to you. That's just something that I found in my, as I've been working with Fiverr. But this is something, like you can see, 4.9 is his ranking. He has a lot of 5-star reviews. And give it just one more minute here, and what you'll see in a moment is it should tell us how long his average turnaround time is. And if it doesn't have that, I would scroll down, and it generally will tell you, generally will tell you in the description then, 4 days delivery, files are ready for print, and it's going to be print ready. So for $5, you can get that. So that takes 4 days. If you would like it to be extra fast, if you want it back in 1 day, then it's going to be an extra $25. I'm going to tell you that's a little steep. Generally, people charge an extra $10 for 1 day turnaround. But again, because he has over 400 reviews, he can start charging a little bit more. If you want it to be a double-sided design, then you go ahead and click on this, and now suddenly it's going to cost $10 instead of $5 because they're designing both sides. Let me go back for a minute and show you another one. I'm going to tell you, you can either pay through PayPal or you can pay with your credit card. Again, I've been using Fiverr for the last over 2 years, and I've never had any issue with them overcharging me or not being happy with how it gets settled. If you're actually unhappy with the work that someone does, you can not pay them, and the Fiverr, what they do is they just credit your account. So I'm going to click on this one here to see what the turnaround time is from Adrian 992. And you'll see there's some different options here. So $5 is standard. If you click on this, it will show you what you get for that $5. If you click on the drop-down arrow here, this is going to come back in 5 days turnaround. You get 3 revisions, and it's going to be print ready. Okay? That for me is probably all I would want to do. I think that you have to pay for 2 of these in order to get the front and the back side done. So you'd be paying $10. Just to compare, to look at the premium, the $15 one, you get 4 days delivery, so it cuts down the day by 1 day. You get 5 revisions, and this one's double-sided. So if time is of the essence for you, you might choose this one instead as an option, that you get the 4 days delivery, you get a few extra revisions, and you get both sides created at this, you get both sides included in this creation for $15. So you can choose to have this as a postcard. You can choose to have it created as a flyer. Like I said, it's completely up to you. But the things that they're going to need to know from you to once you actually hit like select and customize, I'm going to go ahead and just hit select and customize here. Again, here, see extra fast one-day delivery. He's just charging $10 for that. You do get a processing fee. It's 10% or less depending on what you order, but you can see here it's 10%. It's 50 cents added to the $5, and that so it would be $5.50 to have one side of a postcard or a poster or a flyer created. But what they're going to need to know from you is what you want created, what size. Do you want a postcard? Do you want a wrap card? If you want a postcard, what size? You need to let them know how many pixels, and that's why I was showing you on Vistaprint. And then you want to include what you want, what the text that you want, what you want included on this postcard that they're creating. So here I have a few different examples of things. So one of my clients did this, don't keep this a secret, share your experience online and with your friends. We'd love to see them in our office. And the whole point of this was that he wanted patients to start liking them on Facebook, posting reviews on Facebook, and then also kind of sharing their experience with their friends. So he wanted more Google reviews and things like that. For this thing that I created for Alan, we actually just made the back side of it through Fiverr. We made the back side of it his business card, and this was just done as a standard size business card. But a great option for you, let me see if I have it, yep, I have it up right here, is that you can actually put the steps for how people go ahead and create a Google review for you. You could type in your link, which is going to be kind of long, so you could also just put, Google your office's name or your name and our office, and let them know that your office information, the map, the address, all those things should pop up, and there should be a spot right underneath there to write a review. So then you tell them how you would like to do it. Select the number of stars you would rate our office, and then write your review in the box. Patients love to be directed because then they don't have to think, and it doesn't take them any additional time. So here, these are the questions that you're telling them. These are the things you would like for them to include. We'd love for you to include how you heard about our office and why you chose us, how you felt about your smile and your teeth and going to the dentist when you came to us, your experience in our office, and how you feel about your teeth and smile now, or how you feel about coming to our office now. What has changed? Thanks so much. This obviously looks pretty basic, but if you just included this text and sent it over to your designer on Fiverr, there we go, right here. I'm going to go back actually for just a minute because there was someone I already went with Fiverr, and I'll show you, let's see, how you actually communicate with them. It's really easy. It's just like some boxes that you fill out and attaching files for them. So let me go to this right here, person I'm already kind of communicating with. Once you pay, it's going to pop up and say, Adrian 992 needs more information to get started. So right there, notifications. It says 2 days ago, 1 hour ago. I bought this one when I was going through and creating this, when I was making the first video for you guys. So after you purchase it, I just purchased a postcard design from this person for $5. And they usually will send you a comment like this: thanks for your order. Please provide what you need. Design size, that's the pixels. The content, like what text you'd like included on it. Logo, and then images if you have one. And you can also say to them, I'd like an image of this, or I'd like to use this as an example. You could use the files that I sent you on our last call on April 4th. So that's one way you could do it, to ask people for reviews. Another way that you could do this is to ask patients for referrals. I'm going to go back to this one with Dr. Levy. And with him, what we do is, his is the same thing of don't keep us a secret. In fact, Alan and Jonathan are friends, and they both liked that tagline. So his is a don't keep us a secret, but instead of asking for online reviews here, he's asking for referrals. So receive a $25 gift certificate to a local restaurant when you refer a friend or family member to our office. Then it has his contact information, and then what he did here on the back side of it is that he leveraged that information that he was getting from from his job forms, from his surveys, and he included some of these as his testimonials. And then the thing that's so great is that he has been uploading some of these to his reviews on his website. And another part of it is that he asked that question, would you recommend our office to a friend or family member? And 122 patients had responded, and 100% of them said they would recommend his office to a friend. So he was able to just include that. It said 122, in a survey of 122 of our patients, 100% said they would recommend our office to a friend. It's our commitment to deliver an extraordinary experience for each patient. We appreciate your referral. So he's sending this out to patients actually looking for referrals. And again, it doesn't matter if you are a specialist or if you're a general dentist. I love the idea of actually reminding patients that you're looking for referrals. I know in Oregon and a few other states you're not allowed to offer an incentive, but you could still do this exact same thing. Put down some of the patient testimonials or put your office contact information on the back of it. And then the front of it saying, don't keep us a secret, but maybe you use more of the wording that Alan did. Don't keep us a secret, share your experience online and with your friends. And let them know how they can refer their patients into the office. Let them know that you're looking for more new patients within your practice. So if you just let your designer on Fiverr know the size of the document that you like created, what size of a postcard or a business card, whatever it is that you're creating, you do also then need to share with them, a logo, the colors that you like used, and then if you have an image, you can just either attach files, attach some images that you like as examples, or you can say, you know what, I'd like an image of someone whispering in someone's ear, or I'd like an image of two people talking, or I'd like an older couple. You can base it on your demographics of your practice and who you're going after so that it's kind of reflective of who you're going to be asking for referrals or for reviews so that it fits, okay? And then you just send it over to them, and it usually takes, it will say how long you need to wait to expect your delivery from them. So mine says that I can expect this to be done in 2 days because that's how long her turnaround time was. So by April 20th, I can expect, as long as I get the information that she needs to her, I can expect delivery of this in the next 2 days. I'm going to tell you, when you first use Fiverr, don't expect it to be perfect right away. That's why they include revisions in it. You'll need to be able to tell them, I don't really like that image. Or can you change the font there? That's why, again, I would like for you to delegate this to a member of your team so that they can bring you some different images. They can bring you what the designer comes up with, and you can look at it and go, you know what, I don't really like this, or I do like this, and you can customize it and they can revise it to be what you like. Just kind of give them what you like first, then tell them what you like changed, and oftentimes I've seen some designs that I wasn't happy with at first really change to be beautiful as I was clear with them what I wanted to be revised. But at first, I kind of let them take the lead, see what they come up with, and then I can go from there to tell them how I'd like it changed. Another thing I would say is, because Fiverr is just so darn cheap, oftentimes I will buy the same thing from 2 or 3 different designers because I simply want to see what they're, if I was a designer, I would do it myself, or if I enjoyed it, but I don't. But a lot of times I'll come up with something completely out of left field, not something that I would have come up with on my own, because of a designer with the way that they take it, and it's much better than anything I would have ever been able to direct them on my own. So rather than, I kind of think $5 is enough to pay for to weed out the good designers versus the bad. And so I might pay 2 different designers for the exact same job, the exact same gig, just because I don't want to be waiting more time if I'm not happy with how one of them came back. I'm just throwing that out there as an idea. Now, one of the things that we entered there was a postcard. You could also enter flyer design, and I think flyer design, you're going to see that you get more people responding to flyer design. And you can do the exact same thing. Anyone who will create a flyer will also create a postcard, and anyone who says that they'll create a postcard, 99% of the time will also create a flyer. So just enter different things to see, and I'm sorry for the, PG-13 images. That's something to be somewhat expected here. But if you click over the top of it, you can see Bella55 has 53 5-star ratings. I would probably go with her. Or Shashi 1990 has 164, and her average rating is 5 stars too. So any of these could also create your postcard for you. That all you're going to do once you purchase it, I'm going to click on Sashi 1990. Let's see if it tells us the turnaround time for her. Doesn't, we'll scroll down. See what it says? 2 days delivery. You pay an extra $5 for that, because right here will probably tell me how long I can expect. Well, it does not say actually how long. So for me, again, because I don't want to wait too long, I probably would pay the extra $5 for the extra fast delivery. Then she's going to let you know what she needs, but usually it's going to be, hey, this is what I'd like it to say. You know, don't keep us a secret, or please share your experience. I really do like both of those lines. And then just one sentence about what you want your patients to do. Make it more visual than text heavy. You can attach some of the files that I sent over on April 4th as examples, or you can just Google images and attach a few of the images that you like of, someone, whispering or someone laughing, whatever the images that you like, whatever the feel is that you kind of want for your postcard or your design, just attach a couple of images so that they can get an example of what you'd like yours to look like. And then from there, obviously, you want your contact information, the colors that you'd like used, and your logo. And if you have patient testimonials, whether they're on Google, whether they're on your website, whether they're on Yelp, feel free. You can even just take bits and pieces from a review. And I wouldn't put someone's full name unless their full name obviously was on Google or they posted their entire name. Otherwise, I would just use their first name or their first name and the initial of their last name. But that's it. I'm telling you right here, once you start playing around with Fiverr, if you haven't already, you're going to get kind of addicted to it because it's so easy to find people to do things for you for such a small amount of money. And then once the design is done, all you do is you're going to go back to Vistaprint. Let's say that you chose a standard a standard postcard. Actually, let me go back here. I was wrong. You're going to go, it says choose how to design. You're just going to hit use your complete design, because that's what that Fiverr designer did for you, is they created a complete design for you. So let's say it's standard size, horizontal, continue. And then all you're going to do is upload the images that they send over to you for your front and your back of your postcard. And from there, you're ready to go. So, this is the background image that they see here. This is the front. Add image from your computer. You just choose an image the same way you would if you were going to, attach one as a file or something. And then you go ahead and you place your order. So that right there is how I would like each of you to move forward and create at least one promotional piece for your office. Again, your options are asking for reviews, asking for referrals, or highlighting highly productive procedures within your office. But where I would like, if you have this to be handed out to patients, is within hygiene. It's my feeling as a hygienist and, as a coach working with lots of different dentists, that patients should always be being educated about bringing in referrals or educated about the procedures within your office in the hygiene room. So from this day on, once you get your first thing back, I would like for your hygienists to constantly be handing out something to patients. And I feel like every 3 months or so they need to change because, patients are coming back in. Your perio patients are being seen on a 3-month basis. So every time your patients are coming into the office, they're getting something from you that's either educational, letting them know about the procedures that they can do within your practice, or that is promotional based, letting them know that you're looking for referrals or that you'd like them to post a review. Now for my specialists, those that don't have hygienists in the office, you can still have your assistants or your front office be handing these out. You can hand these out. Just keep a stack of these in each of your rooms and make it a kind of a habit that you're handing these out. In fact, I'd like for it to be something that you report back to on your morning meetings and your morning huddle of how many patients were given these postcards the previous day. Because that's how you kind of start the momentum going of making your patients your messengers, your missionaries that are sharing the message of your office. So I can't wait to see the designs that you guys come back with. Please feel free to share them with me. Please let me know if you'd like my feedback. Again, you might want to choose a couple of different designers to go with at first, but then you start to have your favorites, those that you can count on and you can rely on. And I have a designer that I worked with, unfortunately stopped working on Fiverr a while ago. I think they moved. But it was fantastic because the quality of the designs that I got back from him were amazing. They were better than the designer I was paying $65 an hour for. So you start to, once you have your go-to people that you can work with on Fiverr, it's just so easy to have them create the images that you'd like to use within your office. And for, let's say you have them create 5 or 10 images for less than $100. You have all of these different promotional pieces that have been designed to use within your office. So now if you go to a weekend course on implants, or say that you decide to start doing ortho within your practice, or you'd like to highlight the fact that you're doing veneers, suddenly now instead of just going to those courses, now you also have a way of promoting those procedures within your practice and informing your patients. Because if you just send it out like as a, an email to people, or you just put it in your monthly newsletter, you're going to be missing probably 90% of your patients. But once you start educating your patients within the office with these flyers, with these postcards, that's when you start hitting everybody, and I'm telling you, you start to feel the traction. So regardless of whether you're paying for marketing right now or not, I feel like this is such a cost-effective way to add a marketing stream and marketing avenue to your business that each of you should be doing it. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for being here. Thanks for watching the video. And if you have any questions, please feel free to just reach out to me. I included it in the email today, but I wanted to let you know I am out of town next week. So just as a reminder to you, I will not be able to do coaching calls next week, one-on-one coaching calls next week, but feel free to secure time this week if you have anything you'd like to review, or the first week of May, I have time available on my calendar then also. Okay, have a great week, everyone. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.